Hello. Y'all, I got my ring light today. I got light today. Hello. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Greg. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat box. I made it to a live. Hey. Hey, Jazz. I need all the gems. Keisha, you soak up all the gems, girl. Hey, LaDerica. Hey, Raina. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? Hello. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, Pukama. Oh, look at all my, hey, Norma. Look at all my accelerator people in here. OMG. Look at y'all. Hey. Look at y'all just flocking in here. I was just about to go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Oh my goodness. Where are you located? Keisha asks all the questions. I'm counting on you, y'all. So some of the girls from my 8-week accelerator are in here. And Keisha, I love Keisha. Keisha always has good questions. Keisha keeps me on my toes. First live trying to strive. Yes, I love it. I'm trying to find it. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat box. How was August? How has the first day of September been? What's going on? I've been trying to get my products to pop up on Instagram all day today, but I think they don't. I feel like maybe they have to upload a day late or something like that. I don't know. They're making me mad today. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Sorry I'm late, you two ass. Oh no, you're right on time. You're fine. I'm sorry, Jen. So how you're like the best. I can't help it. Oh girl, you're fine. So funny. August was my best month to date. Mine too. August has been my best month since I've been in business. August was actually a slow month for me, but I made it. Gotcha. We're trying to see some strategies. Yes. Hey girl, congrats. Thank you. So inspired by you. So September, I'm working on some books and some apparel. Yes. August was great, but I made a lot of money mistakes. Gotcha. It's always good to know what mistakes you made. That's good. It's good that you're able to, admit that and identify that. Hi, Janice. You're so inspiring. Just launched last Tuesday. Congratulations. How are things going so far? You helped me start my business with your videos last year. Oh, how are things going? August was good due to 3 products. Just starting now. Didn't hit my August goals, but I know exactly what I did wrong. Good. Awesome. I need help. My business is launching next month. Currently shopping at WWD Project Digital Fashion Expo. Have you seen it yet? I have not seen it yet. I was on coaching calls today, and then I had to get ready for my my new arrivals that dropped today. So I haven't gotten a chance to log on yet. I'm definitely going to do it though. Probably tonight. I like to shop while I'm laying in the bed. Launched 8/18. Slow on sales. Just launched. Congratulations to everybody that just launched. Hey, I love watching your growth and success. I'm hoping to be mentored by you soon. Thank you. I hope so. What should I begin the boutique accelerator? I launch. Oh, when should I begin the boutique accelerator? So I would say the boutique accelerator is best for people who are already in business, have seen a few months of revenue, and that they have like data that they can use to improve or grow their business. So like if you're not seeing sales or seeing growth or things of that nature, then the accelerator might not be the best program for you. But if you're seeing sales consistently, not necessarily, consistent upwards, but just like consistent sales, the accelerator is for people in that position. August was okay for me. Attended my first pop-up shop. How'd it go? I need help on getting predictable and consistent sales, not just Sales, yep, my business is launching next month. Yes. Want to learn how to coach others as well. Excuse me. Ordered your masterclass. Love it. Oh, thank you. Hey, Benita. I opened August 7. I made 1.28K. Hasn't been a month, but I'm scared. Like, how can I keep this up? That's the key right there. How can I, not even how can you keep it up, but how can I do that again and do even more? What's the link for the monthly mentorship? I'll share it in the chat box momentarily. Just finish your intro to ads course and starting running my first ad. Definitely need to continue learning how to understand all the numbers and what all I need to be looking out for. Help. Gotcha. Launching on Thursday, excited and nervous. Launched on 8/8. Any advice to get traffic and sales? What is realistic expectation at this stage? We can definitely talk about that. Received my order today. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for ordering something. Is 5,000 enough to launch a boutique? I always say 6 is an ideal number. If you're going to start with a small amount, I'd say 6. Watching you hit your goals is crazy inspiring. I'm so happy for you and your husband. Hope you're settling into your new place. Excited for these tips. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you? I'm launching in December. What class do you recommend? Now, it depends on what you would like to learn. I've been in business for a year, no online sales at all, only a few in pop-up shops. Okay, we gotta fix that. Inspire me so much. Launch next month. Thank you. How's your launch planning going? Business has been horrible. Spent almost $900 on ads and haven't made any sales, so I'm at crosswords if I should even buy new inventory for the fall. Not necessarily. Those long sleeve outfits dropping today on your site. Which vendor are they from? Long sleeve outfits. Not sure which ones you're referring to. Girl, you took that sewing out. I like it. Yes, Laderica, girl, my head was itching. Okay. Oh my God. I knew somebody was gonna call me out today. I need to figure out how to make sales without giving discounts. I feel like customers expect it now. Gotcha. Y'all got all types of stuff going on. Okay, this is gonna be a good live. Okay, hold on. Let me I be trying to document all my milestones in life. So I don't think I've ever had this many people on live at one time. I don't think. Wait, let me do a boomerang. Hold on. I get excited at like the smallest things, y'all. Don't judge me. Okay, so as y'all saw from the title of this, I made $28,000 in August, which was my best month to date. So prior to today, prior to August, my best month thus far had been June, which in June I made $20,600, so a little bit over $20,000, and it was really exciting for me, but I had no idea how I made $20,000. I was just really excited about it. I knew I ran ads. I knew I posted on Instagram. I knew I had more inventory than I typically did. That was all I knew. I had no idea, like strategy-wise, what I did and how I could make that happen again. So that was in June. And so in the month of July, my sole goal was to pay attention to my actions and try to at least try to duplicate what I did the previous month to the best of my abilities. So I didn't do that. In July, I ended up making about $17,000, which is still amazing, but it wasn't what I made the previous month. And prior to that, every month my sales had gone up. So that was the first month in probably like 3 or 4 months where my sales went down. So even though my sales went down, I was able to see that I was able to identify exactly what steps I took leading up to August and making that $17,000. So I made note of like how many times I posted on Instagram, what days were best for me versus what days weren't. I made note of like how much inventory I had and how much I sold in a day's time and what it took for me to sell all of the inventory that that I sold and all that stuff. So I made a huge effort to just pay attention to my own actions so that I could figure out what the heck to do in August. And so in August, I ended up making more than $10,000 more than I made in July. So I want to share with you guys what works really well for me. Sorry if y'all can hear the toilet flushing. That's my husband. So I wrote out 5 things that really helped me in the month of August, and they're in not in any particular order. And I wrote them down because otherwise I would forget. But they're not in any particular order. But these are the 5 most impactful things I think that really helped me. So the first thing that I want you guys to know is that your inventory value matters. So a couple days ago, I shared a post on my Instagram, and it said that I don't count my inventory in numbers of items. I count it in dollars, and I mean that. So I wish I could take the computer screen and carry it over to this room over here, but I have an entire room of inventory at this point, and I get inventory in continuously. For a while, it was like every day. Now it's like every few days. But I just had all this inventory coming in. And I think that was what one of the big things that helped me in June. But in July, I feel like I was just buying, trying to figure it out. So anyway, long story short, your inventory value matters. And so a lot of people will say, I feel like I have all this unsold inventory and I don't know what to do with it and all that good stuff. And I try my hardest not to get stuck on the unsold inventory. I focus very heavily on what I did sell, because if it's sold, that means that there was something about it that worked or something about my method to sell it that worked. So yeah, I'm aware of how much unsold inventory I have, but I'm more so aware of like how much that inventory is valued at versus how many individual items it is. So when I set my goals for the month, it's always based on first how much inventory I already have in stock, and then secondly on how much inventory I can afford to buy based on, where my bank account's sitting. So this month at the beginning, or not, this is September. At the beginning of August, I want to say I started the month with like $11,000 worth of inventory. And obviously I made $28,000. So I had to work my way up to $28,000 worth of inventory. So people often say, I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month, and so on and so forth. And my first question is, do you have however much money's worth of inventory? Some people have absolutely no idea because they don't know what their inventory is valued at, or the answer is a flat out no. They're like, oh, no, my inventory is worth $1,000. And I'm like, well, if you want to make $10,000, you got to work your way up to $10,000 worth of inventory. So with me having only about $11,000 worth of inventory, I had to be very intentional about what I chose to sell so that I could, meet my profit margin, but also have enough money to put back into my business so that I could buy more inventory. Now, when it comes to buying more inventory, it's not like I'm just going out here and buying the cutest thing that I can find, or the most expensive thing, or anything, or the cheapest thing. No. When I have enough money to go buy more inventory, I'm going to buy inventory that I know is going to allow me to price it with the best possible profit margin so that I can pay myself a decent wage, but also that I can sell it at a decent price for my customers, but still in alignment with my ability to make my goals. So this tip probably should have just been numbers matter in general, because it's a bit of your inventory value, your pricing, and understanding how to read your analytics. So for me, I knew that in the month of July, my average order value, I think it went up to about $55 or $57 or something like that. So based on that number, I knew that my customers, at least the ones who had shopped with me, could afford to spend at least $57 with me at any point, based on what they had done before. So instead of me, trying to price every single item at $57 or whatever, I made a huge effort to try to get as many transactions as possible that were $57 or more. So yeah, I would love to raise my average order value, which I did in August. But I knew that if I could get very strategic and make sure that every customer was spending that amount or close to it, that I could duplicate what I had done before. I knew how many emails to send. I knew how many items that I needed to sell. I knew all that stuff. I just needed people to spend a certain amount. So somebody said, how can I get away from offering so many discounts and sales and stuff like that? Discounts and sales are perfectly fine when they work in your favor, not when you're just doing it just because. So I started running more, not more sales in general, but when I did run a sale, it was strategic and for the purpose of me being able to make a specific amount of money. So there's two things to consider there. One, my pricing, and two, my average order value. So based on the prices that let me go back. So I ran more sales that would require my customers to spend a certain amount in order to get the discount, rather than it just being like 50% off everything, 40% off everything, 20% off everything. I'm like, no, if you spend $100 or more, you can get 50% off this transaction. So yes, that does decrease the value of individual items, but it helps me to have an average order value that is appropriate for where I'm trying to go. And because I know how much inventory I have and I know the pricing of my inventory, I knew that 9 times out of 10, almost every transaction that I got was going to be more than $50. So yeah, they're getting 50% off of $100. But based on the prices that I set, almost every transaction ended up being over $100. So when they got the 50% off, it was really like they were paying $60 or they were paying $70 per transaction or whatever. So my average order value, if I'm not mistaken, went up to like $62 in August, I think. Let me double check. And that was just because I was really clear about, if I'm going to run a promotion, it's so that people can spend a certain amount of money. So on the opposite end of that, instead of it being if you spend a certain amount, it was if you buy a certain number of items. So along with me knowing my inventory value, I knew exactly what my customers were willing to buy. So like literally since like March, I've been selling these freaking biker shorts, which I'm so sick of, but people love them. So it would be silly of me to just be like, well, I'm not selling biker shorts anymore because I'm tired of them. My bank account's not tired of them. So I invested, I don't even remember, probably almost $3,000 into biker shorts in the month of August. I bought a bajillion pairs of biker short sets in like every color. I had 30 different colors of biker short sets, and I wanted them to just last me for the whole month. So prior to that, I was buying, a couple packs here, 3 packs there, things like that. I was like, nope. I literally contacted the vendor and was like, send me 3 packs of every single color that you have. So between 2 vendors, I was like, send me all the colors. So I still have some of those biker shorts, which is fine because I've made my money back plus some at this point. So all this extra biker shorts that's left over is profit at this point. I could care less how many of them are living in there, because I know how much they're worth and I know how much I've made thus far from selling them. So I made a conscious effort to sell more of what my customers actually wanted versus just going out there buying random things and testing it out to see how it goes. I was like, nope. These are the things that set the momentum. So I think that's my next tip, or one of these tips. Get momentum and keep it. So once I was able to identify, like, okay, my customers really love this stuff. Let me sell more of that. So I was like, along with that. So my biker shorts and my legging sets produce the most revenue for me. So I was like, okay, what can I do to enhance the amount of money that I'm making per transaction? So every now and then people will buy one biker short set or one legging set. So I decided to raise the price of my legging sets. I knew that my legging sets already had a pretty high demand, and I've sold out of them numerous times. I keep getting new colors. People get excited when they get new colors, especially if it's something that they already have established that they like. So I raised the price of these legging sets. So it went from $29.90 to $32.90. So not a huge hike in the actual price, but based on the quantities that I was buying, that extra $3 added up real fast. So this tip is getting the momentum and keeping it. So once you can identify something that your customers actually like, this is not the time for you to be trying to sell out of everything, or like you're trying to wait until that style is completely sold out to get more of it. No, if your customers like it, get more of it. If you have people asking, and by people, I don't mean one person. I don't mean your cousin, your mama, your sister, none of them. I mean, like, if you have people like, when is this restocking? And it's multiple people, or people asking if you're going to get more colors, things of that nature, like actual buying customers, not like the people who just comment on stuff and don't actually take action. If you have people asking questions like that, you want to buy more of it. And the biggest key is that you understand what you did to sell it the first time around, so that you know that you can make that money again. I just made $130. Sorry, that's my boomerang, but I made $130. So I literally made a conscious effort to just continue to sell an abundance of what my customers actually liked, and then mixed in the little bits and pieces here and there that I actually want to sell, the cutesy things. So I was buying really high quantities of biker shorts, legging sets, joggers, anything comfy. My customers love that stuff. And because I love that sound too, because those types of things, they cost so little, you can give them a really high profit margin, and it's a win-win for you, and it's a win-win for you and the customer. So once you are able to identify like what works really well for your audience, you would be doing a disservice to yourself to just like completely stop offering whatever that is. So prime example, today, September 1st, where I'm from, it's about to be fall, but a lot of my customers are in the South, so it's still warm there. So I could have been like, okay, it's time for me to transition to sweaters because I'm in the Midwest and it's about to get a little cool. My customers are not in the Midwest. Most of my customers are down South. So even though I'm going to be here probably wearing a sweater in the next few weeks, probably, they're still going to be wearing shorts and tank tops and all that stuff. So I transitioned my my biker short sets that I've had to legging sets today. So they're the same fabrication. They're from the same vendor. I got they're the exact same thing, but in leggings. So, and then on my email list, I have my email list segmented by like people who bought certain things. So I can literally be like, hey, if you loved our biker short sets, you'll love these legging sets because they're the exact same. They're the same quality, same material, just a longer bottom. That's it. It's the exact same situation. So I bought 5. So there were 8 colors at the time. They just got more colors, and I just ordered more of the colors too. But at the time when I ordered mine, don't mind my not matching situation, y'all. Like I just be walking around the house looking crazy. So at the time they had 8 colors, and I bought all 8 colors, and I bought 5 packs of each. I think I spent about $1,800. I have the invoice somewhere around here. Yeah, I spent $1,817 is how much I spent. But again, going back to the first point, I think about my inventory in dollar signs, not in numbers of items. So I'm like, how much money can I make from selling this? So on one of my calls earlier today, I was talking about how like sometimes it makes sense for you to buy a higher quantity of something and price it at a lower price point than you typically would, simply because you know you have more of it, versus if you're just buying 6, you can only make so much off of 6 items. So at some point, you have to start taking risks. Like if you're making money, if you're able to identify what your customers actually like, it is smart for you to start either spending more money or buying higher quantities of things, because that's literally key point here. The only ways for you to make more money in your business is to either increase your pricing, sell more, or sell more items. That's it. That's all. That's it. You have to either sell more items or increase your prices. That's it. That's it. You can, one of the things that I wanted to mention, I think that's another one of my tips. Again, I told y'all these are in no order at all. But one of the things that I had to learn was to stop looking at my conversion rate and start just looking at the amount of traffic coming to my website. So a lot of people will say like I got 1,000 website sessions this week, but only 5 people bought something. In your head, that's a huge gap. Like, dang, like out of 1,000 website sessions, only 5 people bought something. So one thing to keep in mind is that sessions and visitors are not the exact same thing. So sessions is the number of times that your website was visited, but visitors is the number of people. So usually those two numbers are different because you might have one visitor who visits multiple times. So I stopped looking at the missed opportunities and started just trying to increase the likelihood of a purchase by sending more traffic to my website. So for that, I started running more traffic ads. So a lot of people will say, I run ads, but I'm not making money from them. I don't rely on my ads to make money. I do make money from them, but I don't rely on them for the money. I rely on my ads simply to drive traffic, and then ultimately I do the selling. So a huge thing for you to understand is that Facebook and Instagram ads, they're not selling your merchandise for you. They are promoting your merchandise for you. You still have to sell it. So your product descriptions, your website organization, all that good stuff, that's what sells your merchandise. So when people get there, it's not like Facebook implanted this thing into these people's heads and was like, you need to go buy that thing. No, Facebook just showed them the content and led them to the website. Ultimately, you still have to do the work to make the sale. So when we're looking at our website sessions versus your number of orders, which would be your conversion rate, usually there is a really huge gap in that number because there are so many people who will visit a site but never purchase anything. And where we miss the ball is being able to either capture their information so that you can stay in contact with them, or you get their contact information and you don't stay in contact with them, or you don't send them to a platform where they can continue to build a relationship with you. So I started running more traffic ads to just increase the number of people that visited my website. I knew that if I could just get more people, my conversion rate could stay exactly the same, but ultimately I could make more money. And so once I get to my website, I have my email pop up. I have my text message pop up. There's links to sign up for to follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. And ultimately, I put a lot of effort into making sure that my website looks good at all times. Like I have never, since I started, I don't think there has been 1 week where I did not go into my website and change something around, whether it be just my header image or reorganize the photos on my homepage. I'm always making changes to my website. So I think that's another huge area of opportunity for people because, like I said, most people are visiting a website multiple times on the pathway to making a purchase. So this is something that's known as the buyer's journey, which we just talked about in my accelerator. But everybody's at a different point in the journey. So some people may be coming there for the first time. Somebody might be coming there for the 20th time. There might be people that are coming that have purchased from you once, purchased from you not a bajillion times, or have purchased from you a bajillion times. Basically, everybody's at a different point, and you do a huge disservice to yourself and to your potential customers or past customers by not having something in place to continue to build up on a relationship with them. So I frequently update my website. I have all these things in place to, capture their information. But ultimately, I know people, even thinking about myself, I click out of that box literally like it's like second nature for me to just click out of the box. I don't want to sign up for your email list. So thinking about how I do that, I know that there's an abundance of people that do that to me as well. So I started thinking about other ways that I could get people to sign up for my email list, sign up for my text message list. So like I said, I ran more traffic ads, and I ran the traffic to a landing page to collect email addresses instead of sending the traffic to my website. So you want to always be thinking about like your marketing. So not everybody's following you on Instagram. Not everybody's following you on Facebook. You want to think about ways that you can be more direct and get your products back in front of this audience. So yeah, I could have sent the traffic to my website and hopefully made a sale, but I'd rather send this traffic to a landing page to get your email address so that I can send you messages as often as I would like, or to encourage you to sign up for my text message list so that I can get back in front of you as often as I would like. So really, I don't want to have to run ads all the time to make money. I think it's great that I can make money from ads, but I don't like spending money. I like making money. So even though I make money from them, I really don't like spending money. I really don't. So I'm like, how can I get them to sign up for my email list? So one of the biggest things that helps with that is showing them more of what they have shown interest in, or what your past customers or past viewers have shown interest in. So you want to be paying attention to what products are getting likes and clicks and all that stuff. So on your Instagram, on your website, all that good stuff, you want to pay attention to those things. And so when you go to create ads, for anybody who's creating ads, you don't want to choose a bunch of random things to put in the ads. Like people will say, you know, these items aren't selling, so I'm gonna put them in my ads. I ain't putting nothing in my ads that nobody has shown interest in, because it's backwards. I understand the logic, but it's really backwards, because if your actual audience hasn't shown interest in it, why would some complete strangers show interest in it? I would rather show them what my audience has actually shown interest in and use that to gain momentum. Remember, that's one of our tips. You want to gain momentum and keep it. So it would be a lot easier for you to gain interest or gain awareness based on something that has already proven to work, rather than showing them something that has not proven to work just yet. So I literally had like 12 ads running all of August. And some of those ads I've had running literally since May. Since March, I think. April or May. Anyway, I've had these ads running for the longest. Some of them I duplicate. If they're performing really well, I duplicate it. Some of them I edit and add in new pictures. But I am always putting whatever seems to be working back in front of people or in front of a new audience. So if I get really high link clicks on it, that's what my Instagram content is consumed with. If I get, a lot of add to carts of something, but nobody's buying it, my content includes those things. So I'm always trying to put their attention back on either what they were already interested in and provide more information, or put it in front of a new audience of people based on the fact that I know my existing audience is already interested in it. So I think I've mixed like 3 tips in one, but you want to make sure you have a really good understanding of your numbers. Numbers matter so freaking much. And I say this all the time. I really hate numbers, but they're so beneficial. I love numbers when it comes to me understanding how to make more money. I hate reading numbers in general. But understanding how to read them is really helpful. So like, if I know that, let's say this month, where's my other phone? This month, or last month, shall I say, let's go to last month. Apply. So last month, my conversion rate was 2.19%. So like I said, the industry conversion rate is 2 to 3%. So that means that on average, for most e-commerce businesses, 2 to 3% of their website sessions actually end in a purchase. So my conversion rate was 2.19%. So I had, where can I see my website visitors? Okay, so I had 20,582 website sessions and 17,180 visitors. So out of that 17,180 visitors, let me scroll down some more. So my returning customer rate was 43%. So 43% of the customers that I had in August were past customers. So the other 57% were new customers. So I need to know where these new customers come from. How the heck did I get them? So I want to go and look at my traffic. So I go look at I go look at my, I think it says refers. Yeah, top referrers by session. So I want to know where the traffic came from. Did it come from Instagram? Did it come from Facebook? Did it come from Google? Where did the traffic come from? I need to understand that so that I can understand how to do this again, or understand where I need to put myself so that I can do that again. So it's not showing me. It shows me a bit. I think if I click view report, it'll break it down more. But out of my however many sessions, 20,000 sessions that I got, 10,100 of them came from social media. I'm willing to bet that more than half of it came from Instagram. 7,958 came from direct, meaning that somebody typed my website address into a browser. And then 1,917 of them came from a search engine. So they found me through a search engine search. And then there's like 571 unknown, which I don't know. I have no idea what the unknown ones are. But so after I look at my sessions, then I need to know, where did my money actually come from? So if I am going to figure out what I want to do going forward, I need to know where my traffic comes from, but also where does the money actually come from? So most of my traffic comes from social media, but within social media, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Snapchat, all that good stuff. So almost always, most of my traffic comes from Instagram. So that's an indication to me that that's where I need to put my efforts. I need to put the most of my efforts into Instagram. But then I need to know, where did the sales actually come from? So I think usually about 50% of my sales comes from my email marketing. So that is an indication to me that I need to send either the exact same amount of emails, and the quality of those emails needs to be the same so that I can hopefully see the same result, or I need to send more of them. Or I need to segment my audiences a bit more so that I can send more emails, but not necessarily to my entire list. So having an understanding of where the traffic comes from is important, because you want to know how to drive that same amount of traffic or more of that traffic. And you also want to know where your sales actually come from. So my sales primarily come from my email marketing, from ads, and text message marketing. So in order, it's usually email, ads, text messaging. So I know that those are the 3 places where I need to put my efforts if I want to continue to see the same results or to do better. So doing better usually requires me to sell more merchandise, get more email subscribers, and create more content, or create more and better content. So within the content realm, I wrote this down. So what really helped me in August was, obviously, if you've ever been to my Instagram, you probably can tell I have OCD about my Instagram just a little bit. So I put a lot of effort naturally into what my Instagram looks like, but I put a more conscious effort into being active on my stories. One, just because stories, there are people who literally log onto Instagram and never scroll their feed. They literally just go through the stories. So when I was talking just a bit about keeping your content in front of your audience, or putting more of your content, more of the right content back in front of your audience, or things that they were interested in back in front of them. My stories play a huge role in that. So me having the understanding that most of my traffic comes from Instagram, let me know that that's where I needed to put my efforts again. So instead of me putting the same amount of effort into my feed, I put the same amount of efforts, or more efforts, into my feed, and also more efforts into my stories. So I had the understanding that not everybody sees my feed. If you know anything about Instagram's algorithm, you know that not everybody sees your freaking post. Like, you could have a bajillion followers and still get like 12 likes, because the way this algorithm's set up, they don't care about none of us unless we're paying for it. So I was like, okay, I need to put more efforts into my stories. So on my stories, I literally, to this day, just keep sharing whatever my audience has shown interest in. So if it gets link clicks, I'm putting it back in front of you. And it literally sometimes it might be the same thing multiple times across stories. And each time I'm just telling them something else. One might be a video, the next might be a collage, the next one might be just a single image. And each time I'm saying something different. So, we're down to the last one. It has so much stretch. You can wear it with sneakers. You can wear it with heels. You can wear it this way. You can wear it to this thing. Perfect for date night. Perfect for girls' night. Whatever the case may be. So I started using my stories a lot more heavily, and not just throwing anything up in my stories. I was like, this is what I want you to see. This is what I want you to care about. And along with that, I connected my catalog, my Shopify catalog, to the Commerce Manager for Facebook. So if you haven't connected your online store to Facebook, you definitely want to do that, because it allows you to create the swipe up feature to your shop. So I created a Facebook shop, and it's super cute. I wish I could share my screen with you guys. But if you go to my Instagram and click view shop in the middle of my profile, it'll show you guys what it looks like. So instead of it being just like, when you tap the shoppable link on somebody's page, it shows you like that product plus some others that they probably have posted at some point. If you click view shop, it's going to show you this like more interactive experience. So I was able to put what I wanted in front of my audience versus it being just a bunch of random things. So I have a box for my new arrivals. I have a box for the sale that I was just running last week. I have a box for my legging sets, which is, again, one of my best sellers. And then I had another box for my biker shorts. So instead of it being a random pre-selected group of things based on, you know, what Instagram or Facebook wanted to show my audience, I was like, these are the things I want you to show them. If they swipe up on my stories, I was able to either send that traffic to a specific collection, and I could choose which items I wanted in that collection, or I could send it to a specific item. So along with me being more active on Instagram, I was more intentional about utilizing the various things that Facebook and Instagram offers to us, you know, via stories and all that good stuff. So that really helped me a lot. And then obviously ads. I like ads a lot, but I really don't like paying for them. So I just continue to put more effort into building a relationship with my audience and just driving more traffic to my website. I was like, you know, I want sales from these ads, but I want you to sign up for my email list, because I want to be able to hound you. I'm not hounding anybody, just so we know, but I want to have the capability to hound you via emails if I so choose to do so, especially when we get around the holiday season, like Black Friday. Oh girl, I am going to hound these people with some emails, just like these corporations do me. Oh my God, like every couple hours, emails, every few hours, text messages. Give me your contact information. So I think it's really important that while we are thinking about driving sales, we remember that you ultimately have to build trust with people, and you can't build trust through a one-time interaction. So I put a really heavy emphasis early in the year and continuously into building relationships with these people. So yeah, again, I want to make sales, but ultimately I know that if I take the time to build and nurture a relationship with you, that you're more likely to not only shop with me once, but continue to shop with me over time, versus it being like a one-time situation. So, you know, if you run ads to a complete strange audience of people, and you get sales from it, but if you didn't capture their contact information in some way, or you can't identify where those sales came from, you can't duplicate that effort, you know, or you can't duplicate that result. So yeah. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, launching like it's the first time. So this is a really big one. So not everybody has the same launch strategy. I hope that if you are planning to launch, that you have a strategy, that you know what this looks like or is going to look like for you. Launching is a serious thing, but also some people launch their business and then that's like it. That's like the greatest thing that they've done, and then everything else is just like super mediocre. So not to say that you have to have like a huge event or anything like that every time you launch, or every time you release new arrivals, but every time you release new arrivals, it should feel like a special situation. So when I am releasing new arrivals, I don't just like wake up and be like, new arrivals today, y'all. They're going to be up at 12 o'clock. Make sure you set your alarms. Nope. I literally started going live the day before or a couple days before and showing them the things that were coming, so that they could get excited about it. That was an opportunity for me to encourage them to sign up for my email list, encourage them to sign up for my text message list. I can send them a link to a landing page to sign up for my email list, instead of them having to go to my website and wait for the pop-up and all that good stuff. So I started going live more to introduce the new arrivals to them beforehand, versus it being, you know, just this random in the moment type of thing. And then I also post my new arrivals leading up to when they're available. So for example, today I released new arrivals at 5 o'clock. I think I started posting about them. Let me see. Today is Monday. Me and my husband took pictures yesterday, I think. So literally from once we were done taking pictures, I edited them and I started sharing content. I started creating content. So I was literally building up this momentum. This is my word this today. Momentum. I was building up the momentum and building up excitement so that they could be like, oh my God, like I need this. And it wasn't like one time. It was like over and over again, like picture, video, slideshow, all the good stuff. So like someone asked me right before I got on here if I ran ads to get people excited or to tell people about my new arrivals. No, because again, I don't want to spend no money. So if I put enough effort into promoting whatever it is prior to it being released, I can see a great result from it when it's released. So for example, today, prior to me releasing my new arrivals, I always like to take a picture of where I am before I release the new arrivals. So people frequently ask, how long did it take for you to start making consistent money and all that good stuff? I'm like, girl, I don't know. I still have days where it's really slow. So today is this today? Yeah, today. So today, this was at 11. Sorry, this was at 11 a.m. today. I had 3 orders, $170. And I think up until the point where I released the new arrivals, I don't think I had made that much. Let me see. I think I took a screenshot of it in my other phone, probably. Don't think I'm crazy because I got all these phones, y'all. I'll be talking to strangers all day. So prior to me putting the new arrivals up, I had, I think, $200 or something like that, which I'm extremely grateful for, but does make a huge dent in my ability to make, $20,000 in a month. So literally from the point that I put my new arrivals up, which was at 5, I made $1,000 in 4 minutes. I can't make $1,000 in 4 minutes no, I didn't make $1,000 in 4 minutes. I made about $800 in 4 minutes because in 4 minutes I was at $1,000. But you can't do that if in that very moment you're like, oh, my new arrivals just dropped. Like nobody was waiting for it. They had no idea that was coming. Like nobody was waiting. So giving them something to like wait on and be excited about is a really key part of like seeing great results. So this was at 4:04 today. I'm at 4:04, 5:04 today. I released my new arrivals at 5, and within those 4 minutes, I got up to $1,000. And then I think by 6, I was at 2,000, I think. So now for the day, I'm at $2,470. And another big thing here, I got out of the mentality that I need to sell out of things. Like I don't want to sell out of things, because let me tell y'all what happens when you sell out of things. You get a whole bunch of messages from people saying like, when you gonna restock this? Oh my God, my size gone and all that. And in the beginning, it sounds real cute. It sounds like real, like, oh my God, I did that. But when you got like multiple people on your neck about when something's gonna be in stock again, or how their size sold out, or like I have people saying like, I had that in my cart and then when I went to check out it was gone. Like that is so frustrating. So I got out of the mentality of needing to sell out. I don't need to sell out of this. I just need to make the amount of money that I want to make and be able to serve my customers. So once I got out of that, here go my favorite sound again. Once I got out of that mentality, things were a lot smoother for me. So I didn't feel as anxious, like, oh my God, like nobody's buying anything. I'm like, no, I don't need you to buy it all. I just need you to buy as much of it that amounts to how much money I would like to make today. So when I'm releasing new arrivals, it's based on the amount of money that I want to make. It's not based on like me trying to sell out, me trying to show them the most items at one time. It's like, no, I want your attention to be on these things. I want you to feel like I did such a great job building up the momentum towards this thing that when it's available, you like jump at it and buy it instantly because you're like, I don't want to miss out on this. So getting out of that mentality of like, I need this stuff to be gone was really helpful. Yeah, I still want it to be gone, but I'm not pressed about it. I'm like, did I make the amount of money that I wanted to make? Cool. I did that. Great. And also I feel really good knowing that I still have some left over for tomorrow for the people that didn't get it today, or the people that didn't open the email today, or they're going to be late, or they were working when I released them and all that stuff. Like I feel really good knowing that I'm going to be able to serve those people tomorrow because I didn't buy 6 and, wanted to sell out and post like, oh, I sold out. Like, no, I just really want to be able to have this merchandise over a month's time so that I can serve my audience. So that was really helpful to me. Another thing that was really helpful to me. So I think I mentioned, just making more money. Literally, it starts with you having an understanding of where your traffic comes from and then where your sales comes from. And then you have to make a decision like, am I going to buy more merchandise or am I going to increase my prices? Am I going to run more targeted sales that will get people to spend a certain amount of money? Or am I going to drive more traffic to my website? It can be one or a combination of all of those things. And ultimately, you should make more money from doing those things. Okay, what else do I got here? Oh, so let me finish that point. So launch it. If you're releasing new arrivals, it needs to be a situation. You need to put a whole bunch of emphasis on the fact that you're releasing new arrivals. If you're not at the point where you can, like, people are just waiting for you to release something, or at that point where like you can post something and it sells out instantly, every time you release new arrivals, it needs to feel like a launch. It needs to feel like a product launch. It needs to feel like you're launching the business all over again. Okay, and then let me make sure I got all of those. Okay, yes. So the last one is marketing from every touch point. So this is a big one. So don't feel like you can just be on Instagram and post a couple times, post once a day, post here and there, post every blue moon, and see, $5, $10, $12, $20, $50,000 from it. Like, no, I be literally having to like promote from multiple angles. Like we over here on Instagram, heavy, because that's where my traffic comes from. That's where a good amount of my sales come from, but not like a whole bunch. But we heavy over there. And by heavy, I mean like I'm on that mug all day. Like my friends will be like, your phone always in your hand. Yeah, because that's where my website traffic comes from. And if you're not going to be promoting content like organically, you doing it manually, you need to be running ads all the time. Now, the thing about running ads is that if you're not in front of the right audience, it's not going to do you any good. So I run ads heavily and consistently. There's never a time that I don't have ads running. But because I know that I'm running those ads to an audience of people that care, or a similar audience to the people that care, I know that I'm much more likely to see the results that I want to see from running those ads. So I'm over here on Instagram, real heavy. But also on my emails, I'm over in those joints real heavy too. But I'm not just like creating an email every few days and sending it to my whole list. I'm like, okay, we're going to promote the new arrivals today. And then we're going to have one of those auto resend ones for anybody who didn't open it yesterday. And then I'm going to have a whole separate email that's going to get sent to people who bought the legging sets. And then I'm going to have this other email that's for the people who bought the biker short sets. And then I'm going to have another email that's for all my customers who spent over $500 last month. Then I have emails for people who had a certain number of orders. I have an email for my top 10 customers. I have emails galore happening throughout the month. So if you're doing like one email every blue moon or one email per week and it's going to your whole list, good God, like it's literally a waste of time. I'm not lying to you. You need to first segment your list based on who has purchased something versus who has not. Then you want to segment it by who spends the most money versus who spends a little bit but not as much. You can also segment it by people who purchased a certain number of times. You can segment it by people who purchased specific things. And then you want to think about what type of interaction you want to have or should have with all of these different people based on where they are in their customer journey. So the people who haven't purchased anything yet, but they just signed up for your email list in the last 7 days, what type of messaging are you sending to those people? People who've spent over $500 with you or over $200 or however much you choose, what type of interaction are you going to have with them? Your Instagram audience, what type of interaction do you have with them? Your Facebook, what type of interaction do you have with them? I know a lot of people are making Facebook groups these days. And also there's a whole lot of people who are like, yeah, I got one, but I don't really know what to do with it. People don't interact. They ain't buying nothing. You need to know what's your purpose of having the Facebook group. Like, how do you intend to use that in an impactful way? Just creating a group and bringing a bunch of people together with the hopes of them buying something is so freaking silly. Like, for example, I'm sure a lot of you guys are inside of my Facebook group. Granted, yeah, from day one, I could have been like, this group is for the purpose of me just promoting my products, promoting my services, promoting my courses, promoting my YouTube channel. I could be promoting in that dang thing all day long. And literally nobody might not buy anything because they're like, girl, we ain't coming here for you to just sell to us all day. Like, typically they're there for getting some type of insight, learning more about your products, maybe, yeah, but also it's a group and groups are created for community. So if you're not using the group for creating a community and a space for women or like-minded people to come together in a space, then you're not going to see very great results. Now, that's not to say that there aren't people out there who are seeing great results and not creating community. They could be just selling all freaking day, every day. But if you're in there like, we just dropped whatever and it's $22 all day, every day. No, like you need to provide value to people. So you want to be thinking about marketing from every touch point, from every angle that you could potentially gain a customer or every angle that you have ever gotten a customer from. You want to think about what type of actions you will continuously take in all of those areas, but understand that they're not all equal. So, I keep mentioning that most of my traffic comes from Instagram. With that knowledge, I'm like, I don't need to spend too much time on Facebook because that's not where my traffic comes from. I'm not going to overexert myself on Facebook trying to see what's going to happen, which will likely cause me to neglect my Instagram audience just a bit. No, I'm gonna stay over here and make sure I continue to cultivate and build these relationships. I'm gonna post over here. I'm gonna definitely be active, but I'm gonna just be real intentional about what I choose to post, when I post it, all that good stuff. I'm gonna be real intentional about like how I'm using that platform versus how I'm using this platform. So all my mixed up tips in this video today have been that your inventory value matters. Really, your numbers matter. You need to understand your numbers and like understand how all of these numbers correlate to one another. You want to think about driving more traffic and not necessarily focus on the number of people who aren't purchasing. Yes, that is important. You definitely want to try to gauge like what's preventing them from purchasing, but ultimately don't like stress yourself out about people who aren't purchasing. I'm just like, I just need more traffic. Give me more people. Get the momentum and keep it. So once you identify something that's working, you want to do more of that, not less of that. You don't want to just stop doing whatever that is cold turkey. You want to keep striving to keep that momentum going. If you can identify something that your audience really loves, then you want to keep giving them what they love or something similar to what they love. And then you want to launch like it's the first time. So if you are going to release new arrivals and it's a group of things, it needs to be a situation. Don't wake up tomorrow at 9 talking about you about to release new arrivals in 5 minutes and expect to sell out of it. If you got 100 followers, this is an example, but if you got 100 followers and 30 email subscribers and you about to tell them 5 minutes from now you are going to launch your new arrivals with the knowledge that Instagram don't play fair for nobody, and the algorithm's going to show your posts to only 10 of your 100 followers and only 5 of your 30 email subscribers are actually going to open this email, and you're like, I ain't gonna run ads because I don't know how to do it, or the last time I ran ads, I ain't making no money. So you're like, I ain't doing that. And you think you're going to sell out of something, you are sadly freaking mistaken. So if you're going to release new arrivals, it needs to look like a launch. You need to plan what that looks like. It shouldn't just be a spur of the moment. I woke up like, yeah, I'm going to release some new arrivals. Like, no, you got to plan that. Like that needs to look like something. And then marketing from every touch point. So understand where your traffic comes from, where your sales comes from, and making sure that you are taking action in all of those places, but with the understanding that not all of them are created equally. You need to understand what drives what action, or what generates what results. That is the key. Let me make sure I didn't write anything else that I'm missing. I did write. There's a bullet point here. It has a star next to it, meaning it's important. Consistency is killing a lot of people out here. The number of times that I get, as y'all know, I get a bajillion questions a day, and people say, can you check out my website and tell me like why I'm not seeing traffic or why I'm not seeing sales, or can you check out my Instagram and tell me why I'm not seeing this, and da 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 da. Usually it's consistency. Before we can even make it to what's wrong with your Instagram or what's wrong with your Facebook or your website, I'm like, how often are you promoting? How often are you marketing? How often are you showing up for your audience? Well, I mean, every blue moon, or it might even be every day. So then, okay, let's say the people that say every day, then I'm like, okay, I go look at their profile. I'm like, okay, so how do you choose what you're posting, and how do you what what reasoning are you using for what you choose to post and what that looks like? Like, what's your objective? And they're like, well, I mean, I'm trying to sell this thing and I want people to click the link in my bio. And I'm like, okay, why does every picture look different? Not like different, like in a different setting, but like, why is there like a purple quote here and there's like an orange quote here and then there's like a green quote here and then there's like 7 quotes back to back and then there's like 3 product photos and then all of those product photos, the quality of them is totally different. There's no consistency. So understanding like where does the consistency lie in your business is really important. Understanding that there needs to be consistency in your business. And if you're consistently doing something terribly, you're going to consistently either see bad results or no results at all. So if your content doesn't consistently look good or consistently look better, you shouldn't expect better results. If you're not consistently posting, you shouldn't expect consistent engagement or consistent traffic. If you're not, let's say, consistently showing up in some way, whether it be posting or running ads, you shouldn't expect consistent traffic. It really is that simple. So having the understanding like consistency matters, but if you're consistently doing something that doesn't matter, you're going to consistently not see the results that you're hoping for. So content matters a lot. What it looks like matters, especially in our industry. Our industry is driven by imagery. It's driven by the pictures that we take of our products. It's driven by how we style it and what it looks like. So if your pictures don't look good, you shouldn't expect, if you are questioning the quality of your own images, you can bet your bottom that people are thinking the same. They're like, oh no, like that picture looks bad. If you think the picture looks bad, you should know that other people think the picture looks bad. If you think your Instagram looks messy, you should think that other people think your Instagram, not necessarily that it looks messy, but there's definitely people out there who are like confused about the order of things. So like what's going on here? If you're consistently using other people's content, it becomes really hard for people to gauge like who actually owns this business or whose business is it or what is the value of this business. Nobody knows. So consistency is killing a lot of people. Literally, I tell a lot of people like, if you can't be consistent in your own business, you shouldn't expect people to consistently support your business. If you can't consistently do it yourself, if you can't consistently do something of value or something impactful for your business, you shouldn't expect impactful results. You shouldn't expect it. That's period. Even if you're discouraged, even if you're having a terrible day or whatever the case may be, I have tons of terrible days, but I consistently show up for my business by having automations, having things scheduled, all that good stuff. So when I'm having a bad day or when I want to go take a nap on the couch behind me or whatever, like I can do that because I know that I have these things in place that allow me to be consistent in my business. I have automations created for like, if I have a week where I'm struggling with sales, I'm struggling just in general, I know that I can rely on my automations. I can rely on the content that I had planned out already to post this week. So you don't use you can't use the excuse of I'm discouraged and I'm just taking a break right now. If you're going to take a break, you should expect a break in sales. You should expect a break in traffic. You should expect a break in whatever it is that you're hoping to see. Because if you're not being active, there's nothing happening in your business 9 times out of 10, especially if you don't have any ads running, you don't have no automations, you ain't got nothing scheduled. So consistency is killing my good people out here. Yes. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. So I think that's all the good stuff that I have. I feel like there's so much more that I need to do. I'm holding myself to a challenge of recording more videos this month. I'm literally going to try to record like a month-long blog. Not necessarily like a real long vlog, but like a vlog that just like documents my process in amongst time. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let me read some of these comments because I ain't gonna be on here too long because my husband's supposed to be cooking some burgers and he think I done forgot. I'm about to text him and say, where them burgers at though? Husband, where them burgers at? No. He gonna tell me I'm on my own watch. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. Um, yes, all my reports are in Shopify. I also use an app called Delirious Profit. Did you get a chance to go to Water Grill? No, I didn't. How many emails are you sending now? It depends. Depends on the week. Depends on what's going on in my business. So like today I sent out an email because I had new arrivals dropping. Tomorrow I'll send out an email because I have a few new arrivals as well as some a restock. And the only reason that I'm sending an email about the restock is because people are literally waiting for the restock. So I send an email anytime I have something of importance happening in my business. So new arrivals, restocks, a sale, a deal of the day, flash sale, things of that nature. That's about it. So anytime I have something of importance to say, I'm sending an email. So if I got something important to say 7 days a week, I'm sending an email 7 days a week. What's a good return policy? I wouldn't say that there is a such thing as a good return policy, more so like an effective one or like one that actually makes sense. So everybody's return policy looks different. Some people aren't doing returns at all, especially with COVID and everything, whereas others have, it's for a certain time frame. Some people do 30 days, some people do 14 days, some people do 7 days. Mine is 7 days. So I think it just depends on your personal preference and how you want to handle it. Did you hire someone to make your emails? No, I do my own emails myself. I do 99% of the work that I do in my business, I do myself. I have not hired one person to do anything other than my husband and my sisters on occasion who help me package orders. You're always number one on my stories feed. Yeah, girl, that's because I post a lot. So if you post, the more you post, you'll move back into the front. So like if I post something at 5 o'clock, mine moves to the front. And then if somebody posts something at 5:01, then theirs moves to the front. But if I post something at 5:02, then mine moves back to the front. So the more consistent you are on stories, the more likely your content is to get seen. How did you learn how to make your website? I taught myself. I've been making websites since about 2009. I started on WordPress. Then I learned how to make Squarespace websites. And then last year when I switched to Shopify, that was when I learned how to do Shopify websites. Do you need a certain amount of followers on Instagram for swipe up? So if you want to just be able to have them swipe up to any website, you have to have 10,000 or more followers. But if you want to have a swipe up to your products, you just need to have your catalog from your website connected to Facebook Shops. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have if you're connecting it to your catalog. Have you posted your schedule for one-on-one consultation for next year? I really like to get on the schedule. My name is Trinice Luster. If you click the link for book now, it'll show you the calendar for January. I already had somebody sign up. I told my husband yesterday, I'm like, I just know people are not gonna like that. I'm like, oh, wait, it's January. And then I looked at my phone the other day and it said somebody had booked a call already for January. I'm like, that's crazy. What do you use for your pictures when you put it in your website? I'm not sure if I understand your question. I take all my pictures with my phone and I just upload them to, I just transfer them over to my computer. How long do you run your end of summer sale? I don't know. So I had intended to run it just over the weekend, but I didn't sell as much inventory as I wanted to. So I'm just letting it go until I feel like it's holding up space on my website. What's better, MailChimp or MailerLite? I prefer MailerLite. Some people like MailChimp, but I prefer MailerLite. I have MailChimp, but I don't understand anything about it. Yeah, I had MailChimp for about a month, and I was like, yeah, no. No, thank you. Yes, this live will be saved. Do you have a course that focuses on implementing these steps? So my 8-week accelerator is all about understanding how to create the best brand possible. And we talk about how to effectively make more sales via various topics. So understand the buyer's journey, marketing, inventory management, effective pricing, understanding your analytics, all that good stuff. I heard Klaviyo is the best. So I use Klaviyo for the Boutique Academy website, and I actually like Klaviyo a lot. I think I'm just lazy right now because I've been using MailerLite since I pretty much started my boutique. So I just am lazy and don't want to switch over, but I do really like Klaviyo. I'm stuck with so much inventory. I don't know what else to do. Do you feel like you're intentional about how you promote your inventory? I would say you want to create a plan for marketing that inventory that doesn't include you trying to promote it all at one time or all of it in one week. So I literally make a conscious effort to keep my audience's attention on a group of specific things for as long as possible rather than bouncing from one thing to the next. So like, for example, I'll show you my content that I have planned for this week. So I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is all the content that I have planned for this week. So up until this second row, all this has been posted. I literally posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these posts I posted today as I before I released the new arrivals and then up until I released them. And so everything from there on is literally the same thing. So these are the same legging sets over and over again. This is a video of the biker short sets that are right here. These are those legging sets. This and that are the same thing. Or no, this, that, and that are the same thing. This and that are the same thing. This, this, and this. Those are all the same things. So you want to be intentional about what you choose to market so that you can increase the likelihood of people being interested in that versus bouncing around. So really a lot of people just don't give their audiences enough time to gain information about whatever it is or give them enough opportunity to even know that that thing exists. So remember, like the algorithm, it doesn't play fair. So 9 times out of 10, 90% of your audience has never seen that before. So I literally just strive to keep my audience's attention on something specifically for at least a week. And then I switch over to a new group of things. And more specifically, whatever I choose to put their attention on is based on the amount of money that I want to make. So my first tip, which you might have missed, I think I saw you say you missed my first tip, but my first tip was that I look at my inventory value first and foremost. So knowing your inventory value matters. So when I look at my inventory, I'm like, okay, these 4 things collectively are worth this amount of money. So for example, the new arrivals that I put on my website today are collectively worth about $10,000. I think just over $10,000. So I was like, okay, if I can sell all of these things this week, I can make $10,000 or about $10,000 this week. Plus my restocks that are happening tomorrow. If I can just sell all this stuff this week and keep their attention on that, I can make about $10,000. And then next week, we'll switch over to the next group of things, which I haven't figured out exactly what those things are going to be just yet. I have an idea, but then I'll be like, okay, if I sell this, this, and this, I'll make this amount of money. So try to think about your inventory based on what it's worth and how much money you want to make in that frame of time, and then create as much content as you can around those specific things. I use SMS Bump for text message marketing. Oh, snaps, I scrolled too far. How are automations made? I'm new into this game and learning as I go. So it depends on your email platform. So I use MailerLite, and they have a literal tab in the menu that says automations, and you can create whatever automations you want. So you want to think about what groups of people you want to create automations for. So I have automations for when people sign up for my email list, they get a automation or a group of automated emails sent to them over a month's time. I have automated emails for a customer. So after they've made a first purchase, then I have an automated email after a person has made a second purchase. I have automated emails after people have purchased from a specific collection or purchased specific items. So you really want to just think about what matters to your business and who you want to continue to communicate with via an automation. That's what I'm working on this month, automations, because baby's procrastination be getting the best of me. Definitely. Automations save my life all day, every day. I feel like I just finished my automations from your course, but I love MailChimp. Oh, well, if it works for you, stick with it for sure. I know some people are just like me. I'm like, for whatever reason, I could not get with MailChimp at all. Or I struggle with consistency. Consistency is hard. Preach. Is there a way to avoid VAT from vendors overseas? Yeah. So you, as a U.S. business, you don't have to pay VAT. So when I first started creating accounts with like vendors in the UK, when I went to checkout, it had the VAT tax or whatever at the checkout, and I just researched it and learned that I wasn't supposed to pay VAT. It's for people over there. So I just contacted them and was like, hey, I'm trying to check out and I'm getting charged this VAT situation. Could you take a look at it? And they fixed it. So now I don't get charged the VAT tax anymore. Can any of your tips apply to a lip gloss business? For sure. There's a few people on here who have beauty and lip gloss businesses. I've had plenty of consultations with people who have beauty-based businesses. Big sis always dropping gems. I try. Should it be the same time? Not necessarily. So you want to pay attention to when your audience is most likely to care or engage, and it changes. So like sometimes I see really great results really early in the morning. Sometimes it's really like later in the evening. So I would say more so you just want to test out various times and do it consistently. So like this week I'm sending it at this time, the next time I'm sending it at this time, and then like pay attention to the patterns of what results you get. That's what needed process. It's hard to know where to start without a blueprint. Definitely. Do you think that I should keep buying new inventory if I'm not making sales? I have clothes from winter when my future customers are asking for new arrivals. That's a tricky one, because by future customers, do you mean people who have not purchased from you thus yet? I'm not big on making decisions based off of people who haven't shopped with me thus far. And if I am going to make a decision based on your opinion, I need to believe that you are my target customer. So not just your future customer. Are you my target customer? Are you my ideal customer? That's what matters. So if I were to answer that question, I would say no. I would not buy more inventory if you are struggling to sell yours or not selling inventory at all. I would put more focus on understanding why that inventory isn't moving. I think sometimes we convince ourselves that there's an issue with the inventory itself and that people just don't like it. But really, it's usually that we're not doing a good enough job selling whatever the inventory is. So I would say don't buy more inventory, especially based on the opinion of someone who has not shopped with you just yet. Don't be shy, make it long. So you have a class for using different Shopify apps? No, I don't. I don't have very many Shopify apps. I have three that I really use. I use SMS Bump for text message marketing. I use Delirious Profit for keeping track of my inventory and seeing like my numbers. And then I use Back in Stock so that my customers can sign up for restock alerts. Those are the three apps I primarily use. Actually, no, I use four. The fourth one I use is called Judge.me, and it's an app for collecting reviews. I agree. I dropped the ball for August. I can't even be mad at the sales. I just know I have to grind this month. Definitely. Use an email app to send emails to customers. I use MailerLite for emails. When doing ads, do you target your market by interest? Not really. So when I first started running ads, yes, I did. But every blue moon, I'll run ads targeting people based on interest, but not too often. I primarily target lookalike audiences of my existing audience. Thank you for sharing. I'll go to sleep now. 3:11 a.m. Oh my God. Good night. What are your recommendations about having pre-order options on your site? Depends. I don't personally offer pre-order because I don't want the issue of like people paying me and I don't have a guarantee of when that merchandise is going to arrive, things like that. So me personally, I don't do it, but I feel like if you can guarantee that they're going to receive the merchandise by a specific time or date, if you're familiar with the quality of whatever it is that you're selling, I would say go for it. Do you have a course for presentation on launching? I do not. So I don't have any courses that are specific to launching or launch strategies because I believe that everybody's launch should look different. So I feel like it would be a disservice to, if anybody is offering like launching type courses or things of that nature, I feel like it's not fair to a certain degree because your launch should be specific to your business. It should look unique. It should be something, great for your business specifically. So I don't have any courses for launching. I have a book which has like launch strategies in it, but not necessarily like this is what you should be doing towards launching. I primarily do one-on-one coaching with people who are getting ready to launch because again, I feel like everybody should have a strategy that's specific to them. Are you using landing pages? I use a landing page for collecting emails. So I run ads to a landing page to collect emails. I have used a landing page and ads to sell specific products before. So like instead of sending the traffic to my website, send to a landing page that had like, I probably did it for my biker shorts probably. But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I do use landing pages. Would you say marketing consistency is the best way to get sales every day? Not necessarily. I don't get sales every day. And I'm not one of those people that tells people you need to get sales every day. Like I would not tell anybody that getting sales is necessarily realistic. Getting sales every day is is realistic. It's definitely possible, but in the beginning, I really don't feel like it's what we should strive for. I feel like we burn ourselves out trying to get sales every day. And then even if you do get sales every day, then you have most people at the beginning, they're like, oh, I got to have fast shipping, meaning you got to package orders every day and all that. I don't want that life. So I literally set a goal to make X amount of dollars in a month. And I'm like, this is how much I need to make every week. And if I just so happen to do that week sales in a day, praise the Lord. So to answer your question, I wouldn't necessarily say marketing consistently gets sales every day. I would just say it helps to see sales consistently. Girl, what? I got all these messages. I am cracking up. Today was my launch day and I have worked so hard to implement your teachings and I met my goal for this week in 3 hours. Yes, congratulations. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is amazing. I have a traffic ad running and it says on Facebook lead 6. What does that mean? So if I'm not mistaken, that means that somewhere on there you asked Facebook to get you leads, not necessarily to get you traffic or link clicks. So it sounds like they're tracking leads, not link clicks or landing page views. Can you please say this live? Yep, sure will. And I don't see a new customers on my list if that's what it means. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to mean. That's weird. Since you got your coaching calls, who do you recommend for as a coach? Because I need one bad. I'm just lost on all this and just want help. Now, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I have absolutely no idea. And I'm not saying that to be shady. And I'm not saying that also to say that I'm like the best person for you. I'm saying based on what I've seen and based on the people that I know to be coaches in this industry, that I can't necessarily say that there's someone that I would recommend per se. I would say more so if you had something specifically that you were like, I want to learn, then I might have a recommendation. But if you're just like, I just need help, then I honestly wouldn't say I have somebody that I would say this is the person for you. Send me a message and tell me what you need help with. You're welcome. How do you find overseas vendors? Feel like missing something? Try Googling tags from Fashion Go vendors. Keep doing that. Definitely. I mean, that's when I started shopping with vendors in the UK, I literally just Googled vendors in wholesale manufacturers in the UK. And then I went through their websites, created an account, and I just watched them for like a week and tried to make the best decision possible. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna test this out, see how it goes. I feel like just like shopping with a vendor over here, especially if it's a new vendor, you don't know until you get it. So it's the same with shopping with a vendor from overseas. You don't necessarily know until you receive the merchandise. These phones are just lighting up. It's so funny. I've been in business 1 week and gotten 2 sales. I just did my first ad, but it was a conversion ad. Should I focus more on traffic? Yeah, I would definitely focus more on traffic. So I would say just because you choose conversion doesn't mean that you're more likely to get a purchase, because ultimately the success of your ad comes down to the audience that you're targeting. So as long as you're targeting the right audience or an audience of people who would actually be interested, if they like whatever it is, they'll buy it regardless of if you were running a traffic ad or a conversion ad. You're welcome. What are some keywords you use when promoting your products? Keywords as in like in my captions or in my product descriptions? What do you mean by keywords? Do you mean interest when I'm running an ad? What size is your backdrop for full length pic? I don't know. Somebody just asked me what size my backdrop was yesterday. I know earlier today, I think it was. It's huge. So I have 2 backdrops. The one I used to use is pretty small in comparison to the one that I've been using, which is huge. I definitely don't feel like I need this huge one. I like this huge one, but I don't feel like I need this huge one. I'm gonna look it up and see if I can find out. Would you recommend using an ad marketing agency for run ads? Nope, I sure wouldn't. I don't recommend anybody to run or to hire a marketing agency unless you feel like you have a very clear understanding of who your audience is and what you want your content to look like what you want how you want your brand identity to be presented to the world. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they hire marketing agencies or marketing advisors and things of that nature. They usually do it with the hopes of someone just, creating the ads for them and doing the marketing piece, but they don't have the knowledge of like who their audience actually is or what they want, how they want their brand to be presented to the world. So if you feel like you have a firm hold on those two things, and you can tell this, you can effectively articulate what that is to someone else, then I would say sure. But if you don't, I would say I would prefer anybody to learn how to do it themselves, honestly. I want to get people to sign up. So what should I put on the ad? I would recommend trying sending the traffic to a landing page rather than to your website, if that's where you're sending it. Do you remove tags? Nope, I leave the tags on. Do you think full body pictures sell more, or pictures with just the body? I don't show my face in the pictures. I wouldn't say either works better than the other. How important are hashtags? I wouldn't say that they're not important, but I definitely wouldn't say that they're like the most important thing either. Hashtags are great if you just want to increase the reach or increase the amount of people that see your content. But if you're like trying to make sales utilizing hashtags, I wouldn't say that that's the best method to use. All these phones are just lighting up. It's so funny. I'm running a traffic ad. I don't see purchases in my column presets. Is that because it wasn't a conversion ad? No. So you just need to customize your columns. So if you choose customize columns and then go to there's a search bar. There'll be a search bar at the top of that box that pops up. Type in purchases and it'll add it to your dashboard. You want to type in purchases and select total and value. How did you find your audience? So I first made a decision as to who I wanted to target for my business. So every decision that I made was for the purpose of getting in front of a specific type of person or group of people. And then from that, I just paid attention to who actually engaged with my business, who bought stuff, who clicked on stuff and all that good stuff. And so it started with me making a decision about who I wanted to target, but then ultimately making adjustments to all of that good stuff based on who actually did, become my audience. Do you have to take pictures or can you use mock-ups or pictures from the vendor? You can. I think it's more valuable if you use your own pictures though. What's considered a landing page? So a landing page is essentially a one-page website that is for the purposes of selling something specifically. So like there's no links to other pages or like there's no menu and things of that nature. It's a page to put people's attention on something specifically. How do you make your Instagram photos like your two body collages? I use apps. So I use an app called PhotoGrid and an app called SplitPic. I'll email you my questions because right now I'm just stuck. So hopefully you can answer them. I just don't want to give a coach and they really don't help. But I have some of your boutique courses. Gotcha. Yeah, send them to me. When your mentorship program starts tomorrow. My mentorship program starts tomorrow. I'm so bad at like promoting stuff. This is so funny. Hold on, y'all. So let me put this link. So if you're interested in signing up for my monthly mentorship, I'm gonna put the link to sign up for this wait list in the chat box. So I'm starting a monthly mentorship, and think of it as like how I go live now, but way more targeted. So, or more effective. Let's say that. So there will be a monthly live similar to this, where it's like just open floor for Q&A. And then there will be a monthly lesson, so about something specific. There will be monthly like coaches from other industries coming in, or coaches in just industry professionals. So like branding experts, marketing experts, tax professionals, accountants, all that good stuff. So starting this mentorship program to, provide all that good stuff that you all love in a space where it can all live together. Um, yeah. So if you're interested, click the link and sign up. Should I decrease my prices if I'm selling at a huge flea market so stuck? Not necessarily. No, I would. No, I wouldn't decrease your prices. I would say put more effort into communicating the value of what it is that you're selling. Do you? It smells good. My husband's making them burgers now. Thank God. Do you think private labeling is worth it in the beginning, or should I invest in it for the sake of business image? Nope. I don't think it's worth it in general, honestly. I think private labeling is worth it when you have like the budget for it and it's helping your business in some way. So like if you're designing your merchandise, or you have designs that you have merchandise that you did design, so like you have a combination of like your designs and wholesale, I think it makes sense for it to all be cohesive as far as the tags. But if you're like wholesaling stuff, I honestly don't think it's worth it. I feel like it's better if you just use that money towards professional development, more merchandise, marketing, ads, things of that nature. I really don't feel like these tags matter. I really don't. They're really cute. That's about it. When targeting your audience, what's another way to target without running ads? So finding ways to get your content in front of other people. So encouraging your existing audience to share, giving them a reason or incentive to share your content. Um, Collaborating with other business owners who have a similar audience, or an audience of people that you want to get in front of. What else? I mean, you can honestly go the old school way, passing out flyers, leaving them in, places where you think your audience likely spends time, things of that nature. So, I was just reading it. I heard a ding. It dinged again. So, I must turn my volume down. When I was on Instagram, I think yesterday, and I saw this post, and was basically like either you're going to give it more effort, or you're going to spend more money. So if you're not going to spend money on ads, then you got to give it more effort. Do you pay yourself at the end of the month from your profit? I pay myself every week, but it just sits in my bank account. I don't actually pay myself. I don't do anything with the money. I just let it sit for a rainy day. I pay myself every week. Every week I look at my expenses and my revenue from the previous week, and I determine what percentage of that money was profit, what percentage of it was my expenses, and I set my profits aside, and I put whatever money I have left over back into the business. I got 15 new followers from using hashtags heavily this week. It kicked it up a notch for my launch. 7 signed up, 3 bought this morning. Yes, girl. Let me come follow you. What's your boutique's name? How many products should you have when launching your clothing site? I wouldn't say that there is a right or wrong number. I always say 6 or more is appropriate. So no less than 6. There's the landing page. Oh yeah, so the link that I just shared is a landing page. Hmm. I'm joining after I complete the accelerated program. No, y'all. Well, you can, but I'll tell y'all about the. I'm gonna tell y'all about the. I'm gonna tell y'all about the membership program. Remind me to tell y'all about it. I'm being there too. Yeah, come over there, good. Do you set up your landing pages on Shopify or on another site? Mine's are on MailerLite, but you can set them up in Shopify. There are apps that you can use for landing pages. I mean, yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, apps that you can use to create landing pages. Um, Apart from pop-up shops, what else could you do to engage in person? Would you recommend person-to-person connection or focusing more on online sales? I think it depends. It depends on your own preference. So I worked in retail for over a decade and I have had all the face-to-face interaction that I need. So at this point, I'm like, I really just want to work online. I don't want people to pick up. I don't want to deliver nothing. I'm like, I will put this in the mail for you. Um, so I think it's just personal preference. Honestly, I wouldn't say either is better or that it's necessary to have that person to person connection. But if you don't want to do that, like I feel like going live is a really good way for that per to have a person to person type of connection. You're welcome. What percentage do you pay yourself on average? Between 58 and 71% of my revenue. And that's based on my profit margin. So my profit margin is usually between 58 and 71%. I used MailerLite to create my landing page. I've had success using geotags. I have success using tags, hashtags related to other cities. So like, for example, I use like Texas, or not Texas, Houston boutique or Atlanta boutique or New Orleans boutique, stuff like that. And people always find me through those. So like earlier today, this lady sent me a message and was like, "Are you in Houston? And if so, can I come shop?" And I was like, "No, girl, I'm in St. Louis, but I can ship you whatever it is that you want." Sunday Laundry Limited. Oh, I like that name. Okay, hold on, let me go. Let me follow it before it goes away, before it's too far up. Sunday Laundry Limited. Gotcha. Can you just re-say those 5 tips again on step that I have? Inventory matters, gain momentum, launch like it's the first time. Get more traffic rather than focusing on a higher conversion rate, and marketing from every touch point or marketing from every interaction. Either one of those. Doesn't matter if a vendor is a manufacturer or distributor. So you want to work with manufacturers. Your price will almost always be cheaper working with a manufacturer than working with a distributor. True, because I feel the person-to-person connection through this live right now. Exactly. How long did it take you to set up your business and go public? A few months. I started planning for my boutique in around let me see, I launched in November. So I started planning for it around August. So August, September, October, November. So about 3 to 4 months. Do you have any good recommendations for drop shippers? I don't. I'm sorry. I've never worked with any drop shipping companies. Still struggling with traffic, so I want to apply all these things, but I need to get in front of more people. I know, girl. We gonna figure it out. Is traveling to LA or different markets worth it? I've been traveling to LA. Definitely. Definitely LA for sure. So worth it. I just came back from LA a couple weeks ago. How do you recommend building a cohesive collection of inventory? So I personally start with colors. So I choose a color palette and then I buy things around that color palette and just buy things that either are complementary to one another, meaning they can be mixed and matched, or I just buy like colors of things. So for example, I don't know if I have anything on this rack. Hold please. Let's see, y'all. Can I turn y'all this way? Don't mind anything. Don't mind my outfit, y'all. Let me turn my light around. You're still on. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I got a burger. So let's see. So I got like I don't think I got anything on here. No, I don't have anything on here that's like cohesive at the moment. Yeah, I don't have anything on here that's cohesive at the moment. But I usually start with, Lord Jesus, I usually start with colors, and then I buy things that are complementary to one another, or that just look really good next to one another. This burger looking a little small, y'all. If y'all watch my Instagram lives, y'all know I don't eat. So this is a great moment right now because I don't be eating. I want to thank you for always providing the tea. Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Oh my goodness, I hope I make you proud. You do. I'm looking at it right now. It's super cute. I like it. I'm gonna check out your website when we get off here. I refer like 5 people to take the ads course and boutique training course in the last 2 days. Oh, thanks. When they started asking questions, I was like, wait a minute, I know a course you can take. Too funny. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can still see my hashtags when I check on my personal page. I thought I did the 5 dots thing right. Girl, it's hard. It's like simple and hard at the same time. There's like, I want to say there's a science to it, but really it's not. Like, I don't know. I wish I can explain it to you. That's true, y'all. She barely eat. Don't be snitching on me. I ate today. Let me see. What I eat today? I had some lasagna earlier. I ain't had breakfast food. I had a banana. But I had some lasagna earlier. And now I'm eating a burger. It's 2 times today. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I can't believe I've had over 200 people on here this whole freaking time. That's crazy. This has never happened. I'm so happy. I had to take a picture and show it to my mama. Like, look at me, mom. Look what I did. Wait, I need a filter because I'm not looking my cutest right now. Hold, please. Try using an app. Oh, yeah. Is this going to work? Oh, it gave me a filter. Yes, wait, my light is in the way. Okay, hold on. This ain't working. I need more light. It's your versus keeping the people on the whole time. Did y'all watch the versus battle last night with Brandy and Monica? It was good. Did y'all see me singing on my Instagram? Did y'all see me? Are y'all following me on Instagram? If you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing out. The good stuff happens on Instagram. This filter is just not doing what I need it to do. It's making me look weird. Let me find another one. The shade was real. The shade was real, y'all. It was a lot going on. And like people were saying like Brandy's personality was just trash. I'm like, ooh, child, this is too much. It was entertaining though. I did appreciate the entertainment. This filter is making me look crazy. It's because my head in the way. Those 2 are a trip, but it was so good. Yeah, it definitely was. Have you tried Pirate Ship? I tried Pirate Ship, but it didn't work for me. It did not like me. My ding just dinged again. Praise God. Somebody told me on my Instagram the other day that every time they get a sale, they say bless you to the person that made like purchase something. I'm like, I'm gonna start saying that. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, let me put my light back on here because it's trash. Already seeing the fruit today, like much appreciated. Oh, thank you. Try using an app called Caption Writer to separate your hashtags. Caption Writer. Cool. I'm gonna check it out. Brandy with that book of poems. My guys, thank you for introducing us to Abu. So hopefully he's amazing girl. Can't wait to take a course from her. You're welcome. What categories do you think every owner should be knowledgeable in before officially launching? Girl, I feel I need to know everything. Fear be getting to me. You know what? I always say, not necessarily that you need to have things figured out, but more so you just need to have a plan and allow yourself the room to grow rather than like staying stuck in one specific thing. So I would say, if anything, not necessarily that you need to know how to do something, but more so that you have an understanding of the audience that you want to target and have an understanding of actually who those people are and what type of content will resonate with them, and have an idea of like what you want your brand identity to be. So not like what your brand looks like, but ultimately like what differentiates your brand from others. Like, how do you plan to bring this to life and to create awareness and excitement around your brand? So those would be the main two things: your audience and your brand identity. I think a bit too much. It's okay. So do I. 90s classes on the personalities. Do you consider items from your vendors, or do you order items from your vendors online? I've been traveling so much. I prefer seeing the merchandise before a person looks can be deceived online, which I quickly learned with some vendors. Most of my stuff I order online. Most of it I order online. I don't like this Shopify label show your home address. You can change it. So if you have a P.O. box or whatever other option that you have for your address, you can change it. How are vendors able to ship all their sales for $5 or free? Oh, I don't know. I've never seen that. How would you go about reworking the sales funnel? I feel like I'm missing the awareness part for the people that don't know my business. I think I skipped straight to selling. Oh, that's a good question. I would say think back to week 1 of the accelerator and think about like the stuff that you wrote down for your brand identity. So like how you want your brand to be perceived by way of like what differentiates it from others, and create more content around those things. And so really I would say it's a matter of you, as much as this sucks going backwards, I would say it's a matter of you taking a specific amount of time to create content literally for the purposes of building awareness and gaining trust before creating content that directly promotes the product. So you're still posting about the products, but more so like doing it with the intention to build up trust. So I would say it starts with like going backwards just a little bit and being like, okay, I'm creating this content to tell you more about me, more about why I started, more about what makes my brand special, what makes it unique, telling your brand story, all that good stuff. Chance, you keep missing my little question. Norma, where is it? What was your question? I'm sorry. My husband's on TikTok all day, every day. Before you launched your boutique, what did you do to generate awareness, drive people to the landing page? If so, what was your incentive for them to join? I can't remember if I offered them an incentive or not. If I did, it was only like 10% off your first purchase. But I just posted really heavily on like my personal pages. I encourage my audience to share my content with other people. And I just made a huge effort to make sure my content was actually like popping. So if you were on for the beginning of this live, I talked about like how when you're releasing new arrivals, it needs to look like a launch. So as I was launching, I was sharing content galore. Like I was taking these pictures, I was creating like graphics and showing them all the good stuff. So there was like no stone left unturned. If I was going to be dropping it, they saw it leading up to it, and they saw it multiple times. So really it was just a matter of me promoting the content heavily encouraging my existing audience to share so that I could build a bigger audience. And I did send the traffic to a landing page to collect emails. How do you balance YouTube and all your business? I want to gravitate to video here and there, but I'm still trying to grasp all the other concepts first before I jump into something else. You know, I used to do really, really good at balancing YouTube with business. Now I'm pretty sucky at it. I'm trying to find balance again by like giving myself a set day that I'm gonna record videos and stuff like that. But it's hard. It's especially if you want to use YouTube intentionally. It's not just like a platform where you're just, you know, creating content. So it's hard.
I made greens too.
You what? Greens. You said you made greens?
Yeah, I made grandma's too.
Oh. How nice of you. So now I gotta tell her that you made her one. Y'all heard my ding again? How much money I made? $59. Yeah, YouTube's a hard one. Consistency is key. Got it. That's a good start. How much inventory should I start with? I'm launching next month. 6 or more pieces. I'm at those 3 pieces sold out. 1 of 3 colors. My behind sleep. Girl, some of this stuff be going so fast now. It's crazy. I'm sorry, man. Ask how are boutique owners not vendors able to ship for $5 and free? Oh, I have no idea. Oh no. Okay, so I get you. So my shipping is free. I ship to my shipping for my customers is free, but really I'm taking into account the shipping costs when I'm pricing my merchandise. So instead of it being $25, it might be $32 because I know that shipping that item individually is going to cost me about $7. So really, it's a matter of us taking, or I hope that that's what they're doing, taking into consideration the shipping costs when you're pricing the merchandise. Can you give examples of automated emails you send and the sequence of people who have purchased before? So I would say it more so depends on what they purchased and if you think that was important. So for me, my legging sets and my biker short sets are what I sell the most of. And I frequently either get some variation of that, a different color, things of that nature. So usually I don't have too many automated emails for those people. The only automated emails I have are like to remind them to send a review, or to write a review, or to send pictures of them wearing it so that I can use it as social proof, things like that. But I primarily send individual emails to those people versus having a bunch of automations. I want to launch next month, but waiting on my business logo, which will be done by October. Should I start promoting without it? Yep. Nobody cares about the logo. You're the only person that cares about the logo. I promise you. Start promoting. I hear money. Yes. Love the money sound. Okay, a set day is good. I hate doing my makeup every other day. Yeah, girl. The only time I usually create a video, or it used to be, was when I was taking pictures for my boutique. I knew my face was done. Now I just be like, I'm just gonna hop on here. When revamping, do you recommend shutting the store down for 15 days? Absolutely not. I would never take my website down for any reason at all. Never, ever. Because you never know how many people might come to your site during that time, or come looking for something that you had on your site and they were waiting to purchase it. Can you follow hearts and flaws? Sure. You're welcome. Thanks so much for sharing your knowledge with us. My pleasure. My pleasure. Any other questions before I go bother my husband? You gotta go bother the man. So how can I revamp if my store is still up? Do you have Shopify? If you have Shopify, you can edit your store in the background without anybody knowing that the edits are happening. Which app did you use to notify customers about restocks? I use Back in Stock. It's called Back in Stock. What are ways to help you stay consistent? By being intentional about my time, how I use my time. So I set a day to create content. I set a day to read my analytics. I set a day, to do specific things that matters to my business. So being intentional about my time and not feeling like I need to always be doing something. I'm like, nope, I just need this many hours to do this thing and move on to, whatever else. Should I wait till I almost saw merchandise before stocking new stuff? Nope, you should not. You should keep a strong hold on how much money you've made, how much of that money is profit, how much of that amounts to your expenses, and spend what you can afford to spend. How do you keep up with the academy and the boutique? I'm struggling with just one. And being intentional with my time. So like I have days that are specific for coaching. I have days that are specific to certain types of coaching. So like today, for example, I had 3-hour calls. So I have 1 hour, 3 hour, and 6-hour calls. So today was 3-hour call day. So there's like no boutique pictures or, none of that stuff. It's like, this is a call day. And then when the call's over, it's a relaxed day or, I can do whatever I want. But I just dedicate specific times and days to certain things. How can I add new items to Shopify? My boutique is already online. I'm confused. You just hit add product and add the product. I don't think I understand. Is it a free app? Yep, it's free. We have a course that digs deep into analytics. The only course I have that digs into analytics is my 8-week accelerator. What bank and merchant account do you recommend? I have, my bank is through a credit union, and I use Shopify's merchant services. How often should we add new arrivals? Weekly, every 2 weeks? As often as you can afford to. So no time frame, just as often as you can afford to. So at some point in my business, I could afford to drop new arrivals like maybe twice a month, maybe. And then it worked up to, once a week. Then it was like, okay, if I spread my budget out, I can drop, twice a week if I want. So really it's how much you can afford to spend and how you choose to spread it out. What photo editing apps you use? I don't use any apps to edit the photos, but if I'm like creating content, I use Canva and PhotoGrid. Those are about the only ones I use. Thank you, YouTube is hiding my comment. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I've read every single one. Planned like 30 pieces of content the other night, and then when I went to put it into Planet, I felt like I didn't have a healthy balance between graphics and pics. Send me a screenshot. Let me look at it. Any rule of thumb you go by? Not really. I usually try to have like for every 6 images, there's like 1 to 2 word type graphics, but it doesn't always pan out that way. Sometimes it's just all product, but not necessarily me trying to sell a product. Sometimes like it's a product photo, but with a different objective. Can you save a product in Shopify without publishing until you're ready to debut the new arrival? Yep. You just add it in there, and then there's a calendar icon on the right-hand side. You click that, and you tell it what day and time you want to add the product. I can afford once a week. Thank you so much for these moments. Always motivating. Have a great evening. Glad you're eating. Thank you. Have a heart. time with coming up with a boutique name so stressful? It's hard. Think about something that matters to you. Think about like the customer that you want to serve and like how you would describe them. Think about like something that would matter. Start my shop with 5 items too small to me. Is that enough clothes to start with? I start adding more. Yeah, that's fine. Got you your email. Send it to IG. When you restock those 3 pieces, slide me a small to the side. I really want those. Okay. Let's get up to post content to IG. I use Planoly to post content. Hey, Aminata. How's things going? You never text me. Need to finish my course to start selling. Yes, you do. You ain't told me nothing about the course. Tell me all the stuff. Girl. Is it easier to order inventory in the US or UK? I wouldn't say either harder or easier. The process for ordering is exactly the same. My stuff from the UK comes so much faster than my stuff from the United States, though. It's the funniest thing. What do you think about discount codes? Are they good to encourage reviews? They could be. I wouldn't say that they're necessary. I don't offer a discount for anything. The only discount that I offer is for people who sign up for my email list. They get the 10% off. I don't have a coupon code for signing up for my text message list. I run on average 1 promotion of some sort a month. Sometimes it's more than that, but usually on average it's 1. So I put a really hard emphasis on just communicating the value of things, being as personable as possible, and just like being intentional with the content that I share. So I try not to lean on discounts and stuff like that to get whatever result it is that I'm trying to get. It's a course on how to plan and launch a cosmetics boutique. Okay, gotcha. Just now came to watch. Will this be able for rewatching? Yep, it will. With increase in shipping, will you keep free shipping? Yep, it'll still be free. I'll just take into account the increase in shipping. Norma asked. Wait, it's not showing up. I don't know what's happening. It literally says Norma asked, and then there's like dots and it's blank. That's so weird. Okay, here we go. How do you determine how many styles you promote at once? Based on the amount of money that I want to make. That's it. So I'm like, okay, I want to make $10,000 this week. What can I promote to sell to make at least $10,000 this week? So it's almost always based on how much money I want to make. I also plan on having a free webinar on how to price products and use that in my sales funnel. Yes, I love it. YouTube doesn't like me. For example, if you're promoting your leggings today and restock tomorrow, how do you determine that? Oh, yeah. It's just based on how much money I want to make. So, like, sometimes I don't have control over when the restocks come. So I usually am not taking that into consideration when I'm setting my goal. So my goal is based on the new stuff that I'm releasing, not necessarily based on the restocks that are happening. I'm taking your course and I'm barely started and my mouth dropped with the sheets. It's a lot, girl. Thanks for everything. Keep the videos coming even before your burger gets cold. I will. Is it too late to sign up for this course? Which one? The ads course? My ads course and my content creation course and my email marketing course. All that good stuff, that's always available. You can sign up for those at any time. The only course that's not just like open all the time is my 8-week accelerator. That opens again. It'll be open for enrollment at the end of this month. That's crazy. But then the next one starts October 12th. That's a big burger. I may need to call Olivia out. I feel bad asking all these questions for me. Girl! I've been told you to text me. What's next for your boutique? Honestly, I don't know. I've been going back and forth with myself about what I want my goal to be this month. Because prior to July, or prior to May, June, July, prior to June, I was doubling my goal every month. So I went from 5,000 to 10,000 and 20,000. So I feel like I'm in this scared point of like wanting to double it. So I made 28,000 in August. In my head, I'm like, well, that means you need to make 56,000. But I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money, girl. And I'm just thinking about the amount of inventory I'm gonna need and all that stuff. So I'm somewhere between 40,000 and 50,000 being my goal this month. We'll see. We want a piece of that burger too. It's good. Did you notice any abuse of the discount code you share for email subs? Nope. Actually, only a very small percentage of people actually use that coupon code. So again, that's why I don't rely on them, because they ultimately don't encourage anybody. Very little people actually purchase using a coupon. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Does Klaviyo have landing page options? Yeah, they do. I don't know if it's as many as MailerLite, but they do. Can y'all explain burgers to me? Like basically cold steak, right? What? Cold steak? Girl, no. Like a burger like you get from like McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. Not really, but burger? You don't know what a burger is? I'm confused. I switched my academy to ConvertKit. Okay. I thought ConvertKit was for like email marketing. I might need to look at ConvertKit. Yeah, I think this fall winter is all about cozy lounge sets. I've been following them with a lot of dressing and adding them to the cart. Yeah, I think it's all about lounge sets for most people. I feel like if you have an audience of people who are just like buyers and they're into fashion, you can sell them whatever. I find it better with deliverability than MailerLite. Okay, gotcha. Would you ever do a collaboration with another boutique? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Are you going to do an online boutique photo shoot part 3? Oh, I don't know. Was there something is there something that you want to know? What's the best way to get people to engage on social media? Did it take some time for you to get new followers to engage? Yeah, definitely. It definitely didn't happen quickly. I feel like the more I learned about them, the easier it became for me to create content that they actually liked and that made them actually engage. I know what a burger is, but never liked it. I always found it just to be retired steak. Oh my gosh. Not retired steak. I'm cracking up. I feel like I need another one. I'm real sad that it's about to be gone in a second. It's so big. I don't got enough ketchup. I DM'd you a couple weeks ago. I was like, don't be shy, double that. So sis, double that. I really think you can do it. Ooh, make me scared. I'm going to try. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes. I'm shooting for $10,000 this week. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm trying to have my first $10,000 week, my first $10,000 day. I'm shooting for big numbers this month. So I might as well. Good night, LaDerica. You want to pitch my jewelry to boutique owners because I always see standard hoops or studs on the models. Oh, yeah, try it out. Yeah, you should definitely try it. How to deal with customers who think your prices are too high? I don't deal with them. I've never had anybody say my prices are too high, but if they did, I would be like, oh, okay. I wouldn't have a response, honestly. I would just say those people are my customers. There's always going to be people who think your prices are too high, somebody who thinks your prices are cheap. There's always going to be people who just don't feel like it's appropriate for them. I'm trying to get in the ads group. I started the course today. Okay, I'll approve you. Don't worry. Sell business casual clothes, but during COVID, I feel like I need to pivot to loungewear because nobody really working. Everyone work from home. Yep, that makes sense. I should do videos. Wonder if you update any techniques on how to take your pictures. I was thinking about it, backdrop and lights. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, I guess I could. I just recently started using the light. Up until recently, I didn't use a light, so I guess I could create a new one. Yep, price is my price. I never be able to be vegan because of burgers. Burgers are my fave. I love a good burger. I love meat in general. Have you ever done influencer marketing? I have not. Here's my Aminata, I'm down for the play with you. Oh, crack it up. That just made me laugh uncontrollably. Girl. Hilarious. Do you think it's worth it to invest in custom packaging? Nope. I invested in custom packaging a couple months ago. And literally once they were gone, I was like, okay, well, I don't need to do that anymore because really it doesn't matter. Like nobody, unless this box has something, amazing in it, then it's like, our package has something amazing in it that like, and by in it, I don't mean like the product that you ship to them, but like something about the inside of it that they want to open it and show it to people. I don't feel like it's worth it. How do you not get discouraged by all these ads and boutiques with no description in their bios and all these trendy offers? I'm confused in what I'm selling, but I get aggy some days. I think for me, I just I don't know why I'm really good at maintaining my I'm really good at maintaining like my whatever image I have for what I want my business to be in my brain. So like, I don't know, I can scroll through. I mean, I do it already. My whole timeline is boutique owners. So I don't know. I think I'm very clear in like what I want my business to be and knowing that I'm doing what I can to cultivate relationships with my audience. And I have the understanding that like that person may have worked their butt off to get to that point where they can, upload something without a caption or a really short caption and it worked to their ability. So I'm like, I want to get to that point. So I think I've pretty much coached myself to know that like I need to do work to get to that point. I'm not at that point and I shouldn't equate my business to theirs because they've been doing it longer. Not to say they've been doing it better or anything of that nature because but I'm like, yep, they worked their way up to that point. People prefer value over packaging, definitely. I wouldn't want anyone to steal my package. Come on, missing with cousin packaging. Yep. And it's going in the trash. That's the part that killed me. I was like, oh, I paid money for a custom poly mailers that y'all just threw away. I don't like that. Is it worth it to invest in branding photo shoot when starting an online boutique, or should you save the money and use it for the aspects? I would say it depends on if you feel like you can produce good quality photos for yourself. If the answer is no, then pay for somebody else to do it. But if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. So how do you ship USPS? Yep, I ship USPS flat rate boxes. Nope, I've never used a flat rate box a day in my life. I use what's it called? What is the thing called? I use poly mailers. So I have like a bajillion freaking poly mailers. 99% of my packages go in plastic envelopes. Y'all just paying me. Look, this is so funny. I keep forgetting that YouTube has this little feature. So funny. Thank you. um, I gotta keep that in the forefront. Yeah. Okay, but when are you be doing this boutique retreat? Okay, so listen, I was just talking to my travel agent yesterday, and she's waiting for the proposal to come back from well, I don't know. Did you see my post about Mexico? We're going to Mexico. Me and a bunch of girls, we go to Mexico before the year is over. So we're waiting for the proposal from Mexico for the retreat. I mean, for the resort in Mexico. But as far as my LA boutique retreat, I don't know, because the fashion district is not the same. So the experience won't be what I want it to be. Like, you can't, all the people can't fit into the showrooms at one time or even come into the showrooms at one time. Like, they don't want big groups of nothing happening. So yeah, I don't know about the LA one yet. Still trying to figure that one out. Last Friday and now I've been posting content. I have a new backdrop set up in mind. Do I delete the old content so the aesthetic is the same? Nope. I literally just move on to the new aesthetic. Did you ever find out the size of your backdrops? Let's see. I pulled up the tab, but then I never looked at it. How do I make this bigger? So one of my backdrops is 53 inches by 36 feet. And then there's another one that I have, which is 86 inches by 36 feet. What's the most you made with the Academy? Like in a month, in a day? What we talking? What we talking? I made decent money from coaching folks. We talking in a day, in a month, in a year? What we talking about? How do I close all these tabs on my computer? Good God. They're doing the plus size so wrong when it comes to merch. Oh yeah, plus size merchandise is good. Plus size merchandise is so hard to come by. It's ridiculous. I recently found you, and you are my goals. You taught me so much. Oh, if it's worth to do a photo shoot, if you will be selling one of the country club vintage items. Oh yeah, I would say no. Now this is the tea I've been waiting for. How to contact you? Send me an email. My email is hello@theboutiqueacademy.com. Most you made in a month in sales. I think I made like at the most probably like $30,000 maybe. It's been, I've had some decent months selling courses and all that good stuff. Do you think scene pictures are better than studio? Not necessarily. I think everybody has an aesthetic that works for them. So more so it's a matter of you finding what works well for you. You pay for ads? Yep. Sure do. Mexico, yes. Which photos do you think works best for you? Live shots or photos with backdrop? I would say they work equally as well. Both of them sell the merchandise. It's okay to launch pre-order items on your website. Anything is okay. I wouldn't do it personally. My email is hello@theboutiqueacademy.com. Yeah, come on to Mexico. Been following since you were at your last store. Earlier, the inventory value matters. That should be a t-shirt. Ooh, it should. Oh yeah, I've seen a post about Mexico. I commented saying I'm in. Yes, we're going to Mexico. I think it's a gang. How do you feel about comments? So I've been thinking about it. I'm a little shy talking on camera. I've been thinking about. I've contacted them before to try to gain more information, but I never really looked into it as heavily as I should have. So I'm going to check into it. I've heard really great success stories from it, though. You skipped me. What did I skip? What was your question? I didn't see it. I didn't see your question, Amber. Do you think things sell better in person, or can mannequins sell items? Mannequins can sell items. I think it always will sell better on a real person, though. What size polymers do you use? I use 10 by 13, 14 and a half by 19, 19 by 24. What do you do if you hit a stalemate on sales? Keep posting. Figure out what content has worked well in the past and post more content like that. You skipped me too? They must not be showing your comments because I didn't see your comment. What tools do you use for marketing? Ads, emails, text messaging. I was too scared to launch, but glad I did. Second month, I passed my goals. Now to double and triple with this ads course. Yes. How do you pay yourself via owner's draw? Yeah. Yep. Via owner's draw. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go bother my husband now. So it's been fun. If I missed your question, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer for you. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope it was helpful. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to eat my burger. All right. Bye.